What's up people, Cypher here, and this is a basic guide to using Mei'ah. Mei'ah, Shadowblade style. She is a shape-shifting thing, so I'm not even sure if it's a she. It's an unknown entity, not really known of its origin, just that it now resides within the Assassin Hall, and I think it goes by the name of Aquinas every now and then when it feels like it. It's got some deadly weapons on it, a blade that can cut through anything, and a gun that will basically affect your nervous system. So we don't want to be messing with that stuff. Now, in game, she is a questionable character. She's either awesome or she's okay, depending on how one specific skill works, and if it works, because there was a certain time where when she was released, the third skill she had at least wasn't working for anything. So let's get into this. She has some brilliant little attributes there. Increase your army size limit. That's excellent. An extra 310 troops added into your deployment. That could be the winning bit for you in terms of some deployments. So that is definitely a viable one there. And increasing march speed time. Can't go wrong with that. That's lovely. Get there faster. And it's not specific to hostiles or anything like that. It's literally just increased march speed in general. That's definitely a nice one to add into a deployment. And also, again, one of my favorites, attackers attack. You couldn't be more specific on it, but at the same time it works so well. Like, you're boosting your attack specifically for an attacking deployment, and you can boost that up to, well, right now I've got it on 21%, and I've got her on the near max mark. You know, she can still go up, therefore that percentage marker can still go up. I would expect it to go to at least a 30% mark. So when it comes to her skills, let's look at the red one first. So, Catan Phase Sword. That's the crazy thing that cuts through anything. Attacks are guaranteed to crit and do 130% extra damage for 10 seconds. That does sound nice. Let's go see how that works. Right, who are we going to wreck with this blade? You lot. Whoa! Okay, she just took an entire line of people out with that blade. I ain't going near it. So that was some very artistic knife work right there. Now let's just get on to her green skills, the deployment skills. So the first one she has is Tactical Expert 3. Increase the damage your army deals by up to 30% or 31.2%. That's always nice, especially if you're adding her in a deployment with two other heroes that have Tactical Expert. They're fixed skills, so they will basically appear in the preparation rather than having to trigger anywhere in the battle phase. And that is definitely a nice one to add into any deployment, especially when you're actually going for the attack rather than defense. What's her second skill then? Her second skill is this is the weird one, not the third skill, sorry. Third skill including the red skill. So Lethal Blow 3. Our army gains 13% damage deduction and a 13% chance to remove a buff from the enemies when attacking. Now that percentage can go up to 31%. It sounds amazing, and this is what gets everybody confused. It sounds awesome, and it definitely would help in terms of you're dampening a huge amount of damage there, and that could work alongside Indomitable defense and things like that, because it does complement that side of things. The whole removing a buff from the enemy is something that I need to really get a grasp on. Now, what buffs in particular I couldn't honestly tell you, so maybe with a few tests I can actually try and figure that out. What I have learned is that before a certain update was done, Mei'ah's skill, this one specifically, wasn't working correctly. So I'm expecting that to either be still the case or that it has been fixed and that we'll be able to see the difference within a battle report. Okay, let's go to her next skill. What other things does she have? Grievous Wound 3. This is actually, I like this, but it's nothing special. It's not exactly one of the best out there, but it is good. Especially if you, I'm curious to how effective that would be if you were to stick it in a triple threat way. So you got Cronus, you got Irinica, and you got Mei'ah. All three of them would then, let's say they kick off with their 10% chance to cause this debuff. And that is just, yeah, I'm pretty certain that means that it has a 10% chance to cause 26% damage rate on the target for 10 seconds. So it's just like a burn time. Now, if you were to stack that up with 3 heroes, you may be able to maximize that damage, and therefore those 10 seconds may be pretty evil for your opponent. It's down to testing with that one, but it could definitely be viable just upon visual. So all 3 of her skills do work very nicely, but one of them is slightly questionable in the sense of what it's removing in terms of buffs. When it comes to deployment, I'd say she's definitely an attacking deployment type. She's not only giving you that boost in attack, giving you the chance of burning them for 10 seconds, but she's also increasing the damage that's going into the actual fight itself, and she's increasing the formation, the amount load that's in the deployment by 310. So if you were to stick her with Tycho or something like that, he adds as well. I think he adds about 400. That's already close to 1,000 troops added onto your deployment that wouldn't have been there beforehand. So that is very impressive in those senses. But she still needs testing in the way of certain abilities about her. What are her hero combos? Fatal Ambush looks like an amazing one, whereas Emperor's Servant doesn't look as great. Telion Strike Mei'ah. When doing that, the hero attack increases by 15%, and you've got the Primaris squad and the troops basically gaining a 10% HP boost. Shrike boosts Vanguards, Telion boosts Primaris, so Mei'ah boosts attackers. This is already looking like it mounts up nicely. Telion speeds up, slows down, and he's got a crit chance. Shrike's got dodge, he's got marked target. This is, it's just looking evil. Emperor's Servant, it looks alright, but Narcissus kind of, his rebound is quite nice to add to that deployment. But he's mainly a collecting focused character. So when throwing him in a deployment, he's not exactly, well, I couldn't say that I've gained any great results from him in terms of advantage to play. Greyfax is amazing. Greyfax has got the slowdown ability, so that's something that's quite important in this game. I'm slowly learning that the slowdown factor seems to be more important than the speed up factor. So slowing your opponent down seems to be a bit more important than speeding your army up. It seems to be more effective. Now, if you do put Greyfax, Mei'ah, and Narcissus into a deployment, you get a hero defense boost of 15% and then Whirlwind HP 10%. What one of those heroes, I wonder, boosts whirlwinds? Because I can't think off of my head which one does that. That's weird to have that. That's, again, Emperor's Servant doesn't look like a great hero combo, whereas Fatal Ambush looks like the one to try. You may get some success from that. Now, on the overview, she's a support and a war character, so if you have any armor parts that are blessed to support or war, she will gain that extra little bit of boost on top of the armor boost that you're gaining anyway. So it's always worth keeping note to that. Now, only thing left to do is to BopaBase. I'm going to BopaBase that has buffs prepared. And we bopped it, even though you wouldn't have noticed. So one troop died in the making of that. One dreadnought. Ha, you know it. So in the report, it appears in the preparation side of it, and that's only one part of it though. It quite clearly states here, performs lethal blow free, army damage taken reduced by 13.2%. I don't seem to see anywhere else if and how the other part of that skill works. So that's something maybe for Kev the dev to explain to me. Now, I definitely wouldn't put her in a rally lead position. That's definitely not something that you should be doing. I wouldn't even put her in a rally. I don't see her, like, she might work nicely in certain specific style rallies, but the rally itself, she's only adding really just minimal things. Unless that buff is more effective than I think it is. But either way, I wouldn't, for now, I would just keep her to solo deployments and see how she works for you in that manner. I'm just guessing here, but I'm going to go with a guess that putting her in a rally lead position or even sticking her in some important rally positions may affect your rally in a negative way. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment if you'd like to. Much appreciated if you do. Bless up!